Ito ang Broad Streamcast Communicators, ang naiiba at kakaibang plataporma sa digital broadcast. Mula Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao hanggang sa iba't ibang dako ng mundo. Broad Streamcast Communicators, ang sandigan ng sambayanan mula sa walang labis at walang kulang na pagbabalita, paglilingkod, maglalahad ng mga mapagbuong komentaryo at usaping pambayan para sa kapakanan ng karamihan. Broad Streamcast Communicators, tuwirang maglilingkod ngayon hanggang sa susunod na henerasyon. Buhay Online, chikahan at kalamang pangkabuhayan. Ating tunghayan, pakinggan at tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, chikahan at kalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang saan na ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating Techie Mami, si Jaye C. Bautista.
Hello everyone, TGIF, that's right. Thank God it's Friday, of course. But of course, we should be saying thank you for each and every day that we are able to wake up to a new day, diba? Patasalamat palagi. Kagaya nga ng sabi ng colleague na si OG Diaz, every gising is a blessing. Totoo naman, right? Each time that we wake up to a new day is something to be thankful for. All right. Of course, right? So it's Friday. At the weather's not. The weather's actually great, right? And syempre, tayong lahat ay naghahanda sa undas. Actually, of course, sarado ang mga sementeryo from today up to what, November 3? That's why ako personally, my fiance and I already visited the grave of his father and relatives kahapon po, which is actually a good thing, no? Pumunta kami ng maaga. We went there at like before 6 o'clock in the morning sa Good Shepherd dito sa Pampanga, and there weren't many people. Tamang-tama talaga, malamig pa yung panahon. It was perfect weather. At kami, nag-pay ng respect, nagdasal, nag-alay ng bulaklak at nagtirik ng kandila. And of course, yung sadness ko naman is of course before, because I'm not able to go to visit my parents' crypt dyan sa Manila. At saka at di ko makasama yung mga kapatid ko, but of course in spirit and in prayers, I keep them in my heart all the time. Pero inaalala ko naman yung magulang ko sa panahon na ito, of course, sa pamamagitan ng dasal. But anyway, so yeah, you have a safe weekend. Kasi hindi ho tayo pwede pumunta ng sementeryo ngayon dahil sarado ang mga sementeryo most dito sa Pilipinas, especially NCR, tsaka dito rin sa Pampanga. So, we're going to be going to the cemetery again with the rest of the relatives of my fiance and my partner, the Laka family, on November after the undas na. Okay, but keep safe everyone, and if you do, pag pumunta kayo sa sementeryo, no, na maraming tao, kasi yun ang iniwasan, gaya ng mga how we've celebrated this undas season through the years, diba? Nung araw, nag-overnight pa. I remember sa Loyola Memorial, mga tao nagtatayo ng tent, diba? Natutulog doon, nag-games, nagdadasal, naglalaro, kumakain. It's like a picnic. But now, of course, because of the pandemic, we can't do that, right? Pero kahapon when we went there were some people setting up little tables and may dalang pagkain. Ginawa pa naman nila. Kaya lang maaga nagsasara, hindi pwede mag-overnight. So kahapon, was the last day that people could go there and put their flowers and candles. So yeah. So speaking of Halloween, okay, meron ako ditong little bit of kwento. Kasi nga, because we can't do that and go to the cemeteries, right? Tsaka hindi makapag-treat or treat. You know that Halloween is parang it has become, we've embraced the Western ways tungkol sa Halloween. Sa the spiritual way, yung undas, parang Dia para los Muertos, yung Day of the Dead sa Mexico and Spain. Sa atin yun yung Todos los Santos, tsaka Araw ng Patay. We celebrate that, yeah, right? By going to the graves and visiting and prayer. At saka nung araw, nagpupunta sa resort. Kami, growing up, we would always go to resorts and spend on us there because wala kaming naman province. I've been I'm a Manila girl through and through. Even my parents are from Manila. Even my lola and lola from Manila. So na lang kami, probinsya. We would go to resorts or staycation to stay in the hotels, right? Baguio was a favorite spot my parents used to bring us to during this season. Okay? Tapos nagdadalo kami sa cemetery yung pagkatapos na ng holiday or before it. Okay? So, and sa America naman, of course, which a lot of countries have embraced the premise of Halloween. Okay? Halloween is, of course, like this trick or treating for children. That's right. And, they bring big baskets like this to put the mga candies and they go from house to house wearing costumes. And kami rin po, you know, nag-costume na din naman kami. Well, in Manila, Halloween's a big deal for us too because like my son, he would always go trick-or-treating, in different villages, right? And my sister's village and Palm Village in Makati, they would always dress up the houses and of course the parents that are giving out the toys kami, nagbe-base din kami, right? In fact, okay, let me show you nga. I will show you what my costume was. One of those, let me see. Uh-huh. Here, okay, very good. See, this was one of my, this was my costume, all right, a few years back. Nagtitrick or treat. Naks, ha? This is my Halloween thing. Maleficent feeling, right? Feeling maleficent. Wow, maleficent. So this was my Halloween thing. So, but how are we gonna do trick or treating in this pandemic? Okay. Well, let's see how. Okay. Sa America, no? Si Alexa, Halloween routine offers virtual trick-or-treating na lang kasi nga social distancing. Hi there, Angelica Paz. Welcome to the show. Ikaw lang nakikita kong name dito na umakyat. Hi, Angelica. Happy Friday to you, my dear. So, here's how to set up virtual trick-or-treating, okay? Yan, sa tablet. Setting up Alexa routines is simply enough, but it can be time-consuming. This year, Alexa released a pre-made Halloween routine that requires only a few taps to enable. Here's how to get the ready-made fun going. Kasi nga, bawal yung mag-door to door at magkatok bahay to bahay para mag-trick or treat. Virtual trick or treatin na lang ay tuturo natin ngayon, okay? Once the routine is enabled, you can start set it up by saying to Alexa, kausapin niyo itong Android phone, Alexa, enable Halloween routine. Pero syempre, kailangan niyo muna i-download, di ba? So, once the routine is enabled, you can start by saying Start Halloween. If you want to adjust your Alexa command, you can do that in Alexa settings for routines. For example, you can change Start Halloween to say Trick or Treat. Okay, Trick or Treat is when the kids nga go around with their baskets, kakatok sa bahay para trick or treat, naka-costume, tapos yung may bahay, either naka-costume yan, like kami, nagko-costume, tapos we give them the treats. At hindi lang, ito sa Pilipinas, no, syempre, elevated na yung trick or treat. Sa Amerika, candy lang tama na sa kanila. Dito sa Philippines, like kami, nung sister ko, each of the houses, we become creative in front of the house, we would have parang a station, a snack station. Gawa kami ng mga sandwich na mukhang kakatakot, mga eyeballs na siomai, or yung punch na kulay blood. See, that's what we give to the passersby or the trick-or-treaters, not just candy. Sa Pilipinas kasi mahilig tayo kumain. So, that's what we do on Halloween. So anyway, so ngayon ito, virtual trick-or-treat na nga because of the pandemic. Okay? This preset routine starts with a creaking door opening. Okay? Ayan, no? All right? Let me see. And then flashes your smart lights and starts a game of trick or treat. When I tried out this trick or treat routine, Alexa offered a trick, a recipe for sweet potato and black bean cookies meant to fool someone into thinking they're picking up a chocolate chip cookies, but actually is sweet potato and black bean. Okay. The second roll of the trick or treat dice resulted in a corny Alexa rap about being a voice assistant for ghouls and goblins. Okay? But, so itong si Alexa, sorry, nagagawa siya ng virtual trick or treat. May kanta ron ng rap. Ito yung lines ng rap. There are only 3 things that can strike me with terror. Water, bad Wi-Fi, and a 404 error. Well, this is for technical people. In addition to the preset routine, you can also get tips on fun fall activities in your area. Okay? Or more Halloween activities. Okay? So, kasi those of you who cannot do trick or treat, you can just play around your neighborhood, right? So you can fake, for example, like the cluster, like here in our village here in Pampanga, there's a lot of kids around us, right? So they play all the time. They can simulate, kunyari, a pumpkin patch or siguro dress their house into a haunted house. But then, you cannot go door to door knocking na for trick or treat. Maybe you can just pass out candies to your neighbor kids if you have a close neighborhood, right? Pero pass it with a stick, walang maghahawak ng kamay, right? So that's what you can do. So this is for trick or treat this year. There's a virtual Halloween app that you can use. Okay, all right. So kami ang gagawin namin after the rush, okay, sa cementerio, doon na lang kami pupunta ulit with the rest of the relatives of my what do you call this, my fiance. And siguro yan, we'll bring food rin. Siyempre, social distancing, face mask and all. Doon na lang kami magdadasal ng ilang oras at mag-share ng pagkain, right? So this is me there. I will put Maleficent there for Halloween. Ta-da! Okay? All right. So that is my information about Halloween and how you can celebrate it virtually. Okay? Download nyo yung, or si Alexa ay i-set up nyo for that. Okay? All right. So next on the agenda today, okay, yesterday we had a lot of news about, yung Samsung na nakulong na, yung heir ng Samsung because of the use of drug that he's no yan dyan sa sa Korea. Today naman, also in the news internationally, okay, Facebook removes Bolsonaro video, okay, linking COVID-19 shots to AIDS. O, ayan na naman. Talagang ang patuloy ng pinapagmasdan ng mundo ang Facebook because of that whistleblower and because of they're being looked at. At tuloy-tuloy itong news natin tungkol sa Facebook dahil 'di ba? Mayroong move na magpalit ng pangalan yung Facebook. Well, I will tell you the update on that. But first, let's talk about Facebook removing Bolsonaro video linking COVID-19 shots to AIDS, okay? Sa Brazil, okay, Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro found himself in social media timeout Monday after his video warning of a supposed link between COVID-19 vaccines and AIDS triggered action by Facebook and YouTube. Nagpalabas kasi siya ng video na warning niya mga tao na sinasabi niya yung mga bakuna na COVID-19 is related to AIDS. Siyempre, ayan yung isa sa mga inaano ng America, right, about Facebook supposedly controlling the posts that come out, especially about COVID-19 and anti-vaccine, right? So Facebook removed the offending video, okay? While YouTube went further, suspending the far-right leader for 1 week in addition to blocking the clip. See? So sinuspindi itong si Brazilian president kasi sa sinabi niyang ganun. No? Of course, maapektuhan na naman yung mga nagpapabakuna and all. We removed a video from Jair Bolsonaro. Sige na nga, tingnan ko to. Alright, hold on. I will just, let me just show you the news clip that I'm talking about. Alright. Kasi naman talaga namang offensive to. And it will really spark a lot of things, okay? All right. Let me just show you, okay? The news about it. Uh-oh. Sandali lang, I'm so sorry. Please bear with me. It'll take just a few seconds, okay, to put it up para we know what I'm talking about, okay? Hold on. All right, just a few, 1 seconds na lang, okay? There you go. I got it. There, see? Ayan. See, ayan, that's just what I'm talking about, all right? Facebook removes Bolsonaro video, linking, okay? All right? Linking COVID-19 shots to AIDS, di ba? Bakit naman kasi naman? All right? So as I was saying, we already removed the video from Jair Bolsonaro's channel for violating our medical disinformation policies. Ayan, no? Medical and disinformation policies. Yan ang pinagdidiinan ng Amerika na yan ang dapat sa panahon na ito na, what do you call this, sinesensor ng Facebook yung mga what do you call this, damaging information, misinformation regarding COVID-19, tsaka yung pagbabakuna, right? Hello there, Joey Ortiz. Hello there. Met, yes. Okay. Anyway, so Bolsonaro's latest run-in with social media, okay, including Facebook, kasi talagang maraming nagalit at na-offend sa ginawa niyang video. Okay? Because that video was going against the medical disinformation policies of Facebook on COVID-19, claiming that vaccines do not reduce the risk of contracting the disease and that they cause other infectious diseases. Ayun na nga, insinuating AIDS. Ito ang sabi ng YouTube, okay? In a statement that they sent recently. Bolsonaro's latest run-in with social media networks included Facebook, on which he heavily relies to rally his base. Palagi siyang kaya ngayon sinuspend siya ng Facebook. Ano to, isang linggo, ilang days? Okay? He was suspended by Facebook, all right, by blocking the clip and also suspending him for 1 week, all right? Okay? Siyempre, hindi naman nila sinaspend forever dahil nagbabayad ng ads tong si Bolsonaro. Ayan na naman yung issue na profit ba o well-being ng mga Facebook subscribers, right? Because he heavily relies on Facebook to rally his causes and cases. But it came after he cited supposedly official reports from the British government. Since this issue has since been binasura ito because sinabi lang niya na galing sa British government itong news na to na sinasabing COVID-19 vaccines do not avoid getting the virus, but instead, it causes other infectious diseases, right? So tuloy, ay ang daming naniniwala sa fake news kasi, okay? He claimed reports suggest that people who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 are developing acquired immune deficiency syndrome or AIDS much faster than expected. Grabe naman yan, okay? I recommend you read the article, sinabi niya doon sa kanyang address, without saying where the information came from. Unang-una na, hindi na responsible reporting yun. Na hindi mo sinabi yung source mo, hindi mo sinayad kung saan mo kinuha yung balita na yun. I'm not going to read it here because I don't want to lose my Facebook live video. Parang sinabi niya pa yun. Yun na nga. Sinuspend na siya. Okay? Facebook, which took down the comments late Sunday or early Monday this week, has removed Bolsonaro posts in the past. Okay? Pero hindi naman siya sinususpend forever, right? Balik-balik lang siya na balik to give misinformation. Earlier, it found he spread misinformation or incited people to violate social distancing policies. Dapat yan, tinatanggal na totally yung niyang mag-post sa Facebook. Pero kasi nga siguro, dahil nang babayad din siya ng mga ads, Facebook ads, kaya inaalaw pa rin siya. Ayan, lumalabas tuloy yung totoo yung sinasabi ni Francine Hogan na profit lang ang mas importante sa Facebook kesa sa well-being ng mga tao. Well, totoo ba, Facebook? Bolsonaro has violated even YouTube standards, okay? Like yun na nga, he incited social distancing protocols he violated the social distancing policies. But this is the first time it has taken down one of his weekly live addresses, which is a cornerstone of his communications. Bolsonaro has also violated YouTube standards once before as well, and the company said the president will not be able to post new videos or do live broadcasts, but just for 7 days. Isang linggo lang po, okay? The rest of his videos in the channel, where he has 3.5 million subscribers, will remain accessible. Okay naman pala yan. Nagmamonetize na tong si Presidente. Kaya ang Facebook at YouTube, inaalaw pa rin. Hello? The British government denied any such reports cited by Bolsonaro in response to an AFP fact-checking team. The Brazilian Society of Infectious Disease Specialists said in a statement that there was no evidence of any relationship between COVID-19 vaccines and AIDS. So, nakakahiya naman tong Bolsonarong presidente na to ng Brazil. Bago ka kasi magbalita o bago ka mag-announce or mag-video sa iyong 3-point-something subscribers, hello, verify your facts first, lest you be tagged as a faker or poser of fake news and misinformation, all right? Bolsonaro's office did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The president has said he does not plan to be vaccinated against COVID-19 and joked in the past the vaccine could turn you into an alligator. Katangahan, I'm sorry, ignorance has no excuse. I mean, nakita mo na yung mga ibang anti-vaxxers sa Amerika, namatay pa nga from COVID-19. Well, sana hindi ka dapuan, okay, Presidente Bolsonaro. All right? Okay, fine. Okay. So now going back to Facebook, no, in connection to that, kasi nasa Facebook na tayo, all right? Let's talk about changing its name, all right? Na pinag-usapan natin ilang araw. Finally, okay, yesterday, finally, nagsalita si Mark Zuckerberg, and then he talks about Facebook changing its name as it pushes toward a digital future reality, all right? So yan, right? Facebook finally changed its name, kuno. Let's see how, okay? All right, let's do this news, okay? Ta-da! Turunan muna ako. Hold on a sec. Okay, so Facebook changes its name and pushes towards digital reality feature. Okay, all right. Uh-huh. Finally, right? Ano ba to? What happened? Starting today, okay, starting yesterday, the Facebook app will move under a new company name, Meta. Yung Facebook app na yung nilalagay sa phone will now be called Meta. Moving forward, the company will be Metaverse first. CEO Mark Zuckerberg said today, yesterday pala, which means that over time, you won't need to use a Facebook account to access other products under the Meta umbrella. What does it mean? It also means that the company will report on their business as two different operating segments, one for their family of apps and one for their work on future platforms. Reality Labs will be the name for that segment. Nakaka-confuse naman, ano? The company intends to trade under a new stock ticker, MVRS, starting December 1st. CEO Mark Zuckerberg made the announcement yesterday during the keynote of the 2021 Facebook Connect event. The company name change had been a previous source of speculation following a report from The Verge. I've been thinking a lot about our identity as we begin this next chapter, sabi ni Mark. Okay? Facebook is an iconic social media brand, but it just doesn't encompass everything that we do. Facebook na nga yung kinayaman mo eh. Papalitan mo, parang talagang some people were speculating and were quite suspicious if it has anything to do about the whistleblowing on Facebook. Uh, Zuckerberg argued that they build technology to connect people and the metaverse is simply the next frontier. Itong metaverse, itong itsura, virtual world, pero ba't nawala yung aking metaverse? Ayun. Where's my metaverse? Here you go. Right? Na parang na siya, 3D world. So, ganyan ang magiging itsura ng Facebook. See, there you go. That is the meta world. Alright? Okay? So, everything parang 3D. Because he said, sabi ni Mark, our devices are still designed around apps, not people. He adds, the experiences we're allowed to build and use are more tightly controlled than ever. Sabi pa ni Mark, he spent almost the entire keynote carefully laying out a blueprint that shows what different components within his vision for the metaverse would look like in practice. While building out their social media apps will still remain a focus, he hopes that over time, the company's brand will be less tightly linked to just one product. Okay? All right. The metaverse will, in essence, be an embodied internet that Zuckerberg thinks will become the next immersive digital medium to evolve after video. Okay. Di ba kasi dati ang gamit lang talaga is videos and photos at saka which evolved from photos and text lamang. Ngayon, videos na. Imagine it like virtual teleportation or an internet that links up various virtual reality and augmented reality social experiences. So, yan? I-imagine niyo na lang na ang Facebook ngayon, talaga matra-transport kayo somewhere through virtual reality and through the help of AI, virtual reality, tsaka AR, which is augmented reality. Okay? Instead of looking at the screen lang, okay? So, ginagawa natin pagbabasa ng text, tsaka pagtitingin sa mga photos, you are going to be able to be in the experiences. Wow. So, kailangan bibili ka na, hindi na, bibili na kayo siguro ng VR goggles, right? That's likely to be achieved through creating a deep feeling of presence in a shared space, which will be the defining quality of the metaverse. That will require hardware. Yun na nga, such as the Oculus Quest 2 device or others which the company makes or will make. Iyan yung mga virtual, ito. Kung actually nandito, mamaya ito, yung mga kailangan ng bumili ng ganyan, hindi na headset. Virtual headset. Actually, hindi yan headset virtual, kasi tinatakip mo yan sa mata mo. Alright? Diyan ka manonood o magkakaroon ng virtual reality experience. Alright? Zuckerberg also announced that sometime this year, users will be able to make messenger calls in virtual reality. Ay, ano ba yan? Pati messenger calls, virtual na. Yun na nga, meron kayong mga avatar. Pwede kayong ibang character, nag-usap-usap. Hindi na kayo tao. Diyos ko. Virtual reality could also unlock new potential for gaming, which might become a gateway for many to step into the metaverse. Yun na naman. Magiging addict na naman yung mga tao lalo dyan sa pag-gaming na yan. Hindi maganda, Mark Zuckerberg. Panay pera-pera mo lang nga talaga yung iniisip mo. Ano na naman yan sa mga bata at sa mga pag-aaral. Yan ang dapat mong intindihin una. You know, how it could be useful for studying and for working. Pero yan talaga, gamified na nga kasi ang mundo. Virtual na yan, hindi na yan totoo. Mukha na tayong mga robot. One virtual feature that may help enable this is the newly introduced Presence platform, which will include tools as Insight SDK, Interaction SDK, and Voice SDK. These tools will let users use hand or voice interactions in their virtual experience. An SDK is a software development kit. Ay, ibig sabihin na SDK, software development kit. Pero yun na nga, bakit ka mag-virtual world? Dapat nabubuhay tayo sa realidad. Ano ba tong si Mark Zuckerberg? Mag-i-insight ka lalo ng fake reality, right? Virtual reality nga talaga. Pero I don't think that's healthy psychologically after a while. I don't like this too much, yung metaverse na yan. A tool called Spark AR could place, or augmented reality, could place 3D objects with depth and occlusion in the real world where people can interact with them. Di ba yung Pokemon Pokemon Go na game na naging trend all over the world a few years back. Yung parang kang tanga, nakikita mo yung mga tao nakatayo looking at something na hindi natin nakikita, yung mga hologram or whatever na yan, na nagmimix yung reality sa virtual world. Lalo na ito, you're gonna be chatting with people and interacting and working with them in mga characters at mga itsurang ewan, right? Well, additionally, a new hardware project called Cambria will be able to incorporate sensors, tracking, depth perception, and new optics to better represent your physical world in a headset. Michael Abrash, chief scientist at Oculus, said they are working to refine the tech of displays, audio input, haptics, which is feedback that you feel physically on a device. Ang haptic is feedback that you feel physically on a device, hand tracking, eye tracking, and mixed reality in preparation for the next generation metaverse. Yak! Yun talaga, yung mga babies na napapanganak ngayon, inay, robots na yung mga makakausap nyo at makakasalimuha nyo. It's not real anymore. It's not good. I don't like this. Mark Zuckerberg, sobrang lahat ng tao tuloy feeling nila nasa malaki kang video game. 'Di ba? Para kang nasa arcade niyan ng buhay mo pag ganitong nangyari. He illustrated the example of the team's work in reconstructed reality, recreating realistic people with facial expressions and body language. Scary, spaces, how things move, how things interact and respond to interaction. This is done by indexing the texture and geometry of objects in the real world. In a short demo, a researcher's AR glasses help them map the room and the objects in it, and they use eye movement to estimate what object they wanted to interact with. Scary naman, okay? More importantly, the metaverse, okay, would be a new platform that could connect to different apps and allow users to bring items and data across different virtual spaces or even project them into the physical world through augmented reality. In other words, yung mga products ay pwede rin gamitin all across the metaverse instead of only on one app or one platform. So may pwede siyang mag-cross apps, okay? Pero nakakaano naman to dahil hindi totoo ang mundo. Like this one, oh, ganyan. Nakikita mo yung world like that, oh, not real. Right? So, yan. So, ang gamit mo sa mga ganyan ay gantong VR headsets. Right? So, there, right? Talagang araw-araw nasa news tong Facebook na to eh. Okay? Si Zuckerberg painted a future where NFTs can be displayed in digital rooms. And independent creators and businesses could build out the metaverse economy through a virtual marketplace by offering new content, services, experiences, or products. And neutral metaverse and neural interfaces, along with AI, okay, artificial intelligence, and neural motor control will be available or be able to translate brain signals. Oh, mato, scary na to. Yung brain signals na ang mga command. Yeah! See, pag suot mo tong helmet, parang helmet kasi dahil may ganyan. Pero yun yung virtual VR headsets. Yung impulse ng brain mo nakakapag-signal na ng commands. Ooh, the company is considering creating incentives for developers and new users to come on board. This includes options like lowering fees, subsidizing devices, or selling them at cost to increase adoption. However, okay, importante ay malaman natin that the metaverse of Zuckerberg's dreams certainly does not fully exist. Okay? Hindi pa ito operational. Zuckerberg said that only the basic building blocks do at the moment. Ultimately, technical challenges remain. Okay? Testing stage pa rin. It's not easy to compress augmented reality hardware and powerful computers into a pair of glasses, for example, or a headset. Although in a founder's letter, Zuckerberg promises to promote privacy and safety on this new social technology platform. Pero parang lalo yatang mababaliw or masisira ang mundo ng mga bata sa itong hindi totoong world. Ay nako, hindi ako natutuwa. It's yet to be seen whether he can convince people, especially from the younger generations that have been falling off Facebook, to actually use it. Kaya niya to ginagawa para makapture niya ulit yung mga kabataan kasi nga marami dito ay wala sa Facebook, nasa Instagram, nasa WhatsApp, nasa Snapchat. And many wonder if a new interface will just bring forth the same old problems. I think it's gonna spark up the same old problems, if you ask me. All right? Oh well. Okay. So yun. So dahil sa pinag-usapan yan, ayan. In connection to that, okay, ito yung Meta's next virtual headset. Okay? Facebook, now rebranded as Meta, has a new VR headset in the works, but it's not designed as a replacement to the old Quest 2. Think of it more as a more expensive, future-forward Pro model. At the company's developer-focused conference held this week, amid news of the company's plans for a cross-device metaverse and next-generation smart glasses, was a name change, okay? Then yesterday, CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced hardware codenamed Project Cambria, which will have improved mixed reality, face tracking, and more compact optics. Zuckerberg acknowledged the existence of a Quest Pro in a conversation with CNET earlier this year, where he discussed a future headset with additional sensors. Ito yun, okay? Itong nasa tabi ng mukha ko. Alright, ayan. Ang virtual headset of the future. Okay? If you were focused on a building, kunyari, a higher-end device that could really max out further on some of those other use cases, in addition to doing the gaming pieces, there are some interesting questions about the design. Okay? So in the works pa lang din niya, the new headset isn't seen as a replacement for the company's year-old Oculus Quest 2. Instead, it will likely be a higher-priced experiment, mas mahal pa pala to, aimed at pushing new sensor tech for VR and mixed reality, acting perhaps as a bridge to where the company wants to head next with this AR glasses na hindi pa to binibenta. Alright? Hindi pa to binibenta. Okay? Pero grabe tong ano, Hi, I wish I could show you the video. Paano ko kaya papakita? Oh my gosh. I think I can show it. Ano? Yung virtual world, gumagalaw yung mga tao. Kasama ka ng mga cartoons at kasama ka ng totoong tao, yung sa metaverse. Creepy, but interesting. Okay? So, more news about technology and updates and what's happening, right? Uh, from ano to? From Manila Bulletin. Anong balita natin sa technology, right? Uh-huh. If please continue to please send me messages, send me emails regarding suggestions of what other topics you want to address here regarding technology on the show. Tsaka pag meron po kayong mga resource people na gusto niyang ma-feature natin dito to give light and on certain issues regarding technology, please feel free to message me on my Facebook account or on Messenger or here on Broad Streamcast Communicators page po. Okay? Okay. All right? Okay, in the health department naman po, okay? This is flu season now. So actually po, last week I got my flu shot, all right? I'm fully vaccinated, right? Pero they are giving away flu shots now. Actually now in Manila, they're giving flu shots for children kasi yung mga lalo na yung sa mga batang hindi sila pwede pang mag-vaccinate, right? Bakit ka? So I asked the doctor if it's okay for me to get a flu shot despite my being vaccinated, fully vaccinated already. Well, because flu season is here and it's time to get your shot. What's different about this year regarding the flu? Okay. Uh, okay, so flu season is here again kasi, and those virus infections will overlap, di ba, with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemics, yung mga symptoms, di ba, yung pag-ubo, sipon. Lahat nowadays, pag umubo, sumipon, may sipon ka, agad COVID na. But with the ongoing thing of COVID-19, creating the possibility of a twindemic, ang tawag dyan, of two distinct dangerous illnesses that cause, among other things, respiratory diseases. Ayan yun eh. Ang inaatake ay yung lungs. Hospitalizations and death for millions of people, di ba? Because it's flu season, magkaroon ng twindemic nga. Magkaroon ka ng symptoms kasi common yung mga symptoms with each other. Nationwide lockdowns that kept people distanced mixed with the annual flu shot largely helped dodge the double blast of infections last year. But this year, okay, iba tayo tong taon na ito. Many other viruses like RSV and rhinovirus are coming back, and the flu likely will follow suit. While the US saw a steep rise in coronavirus infections nung winter last year, the spread of influenza was uncommonly light. However, itong taon na to, this could return to the typical pattern na kapag winter, andyan ang flu shots, really. Flu shots. Pag winter, dyan ang flu dumadating, right? So, which millions of people in the U.S. catch influenza virus pagka winter. Okay. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and tens of thousands die from flu-related causes. Nakakamatay din yung flu. With COVID-19 vaccines and booster shots now authorized, even mix and match shots, intermingling is expected. Okay? So, yun. Ako nga, tinanong ko sa doktor. Okay daw. Sinabi ng doktor ko, mas mabuti nga, magpa-flu shot ka. That's an extra layer of protection against flu and the coronavirus, right? So, yung mix intermingling ng mga gamot, okay lang, is expected itong flu season. Antiviral drugs are on the way too. Diba? Ang dami nagde-develop ngayon ng medicine ng mga pills na antivirus and anti-COVID na makakatulong din sa paggaling, right? Pag ikaw ay if you catch it. And with that, a possible increase in the flu alongside new waves of Delta variant COVID-19 infections at a time when the people's stance on masking and social distancing that have become political issues. Diba? Sa Amerika, big deal pa rin yung pagmamaskara or yung diba? Pag-isolate mo, social distancing and all. Okay? We talked with three, itong nag-research na to, this is based on the news by Manila Bulletin. Sabi niyan, they talked to three flu vaccine experts about what to expect this flu season. Okay? So, ang sinasabi nitong mga expert, flu vaccine expert, get your flu shot now. See? So, tama yung decision ko, magpa-flu shot. So, kung kayo, get your flu shot now. In the US, okay, and the rest of the Northern Hemisphere, flu season usually runs from October to May. Mahabang panahon. October, November, December, January, mahaba, more than 6 months, right? Exactly, it's like 7 months. So according to the experts, this MSN news came from, sabi nila na yung flu season ay mahaba. But the flu virus is less concerned with the seasons and more interested in spreading. Okay? So the timing this year could be less predictable. So experts warn with last year's flight flu season and our own changing behaviors around this pandemic. But you don't want to try, okay? But you don't want to time your flu shot for when the flu will hit. To be ready, experts say that you should get your flu vaccine now. And I'm happy because I already did mine, right? And I had no side effects at all, anything, okay? This was last week when I had my flu shot. We have a normal time when we expect the flu, says Peter Chin Hong, a medical doctor and professor in the Health Division of Infectious Diseases at the University of California, San Francisco, UCSF, okay, LCNEP. But this year, it could be atypical or drag on longer. So that's what people need to be prepared for. So dapat, ngayon pa lang, huwag nyo nang antayin yung winter, magpa-flu shot na kayo, right? A similar shift in the timing of a seasonal virus infection happened this summer when the US and Japan saw a spike in respiratory virus or RSV, okay? Infections, respiratory syncytial virus ang tawag dito sa RSV. So nagkaroon ng surge nito sa US and Japan. RSV infections in school children. That's because students were not exposed to the virus the winter before, when the RSV infections normally occur and so didn't have immunity built up. Kasi nga, hindi sila lumabas noon, period of time na yun. Which allowed the virus to spread in the summer instead. Okay? So ano bang sinasabi nitong mga flu vaccine experts? What to know about the flu vaccine's effectiveness this year? Okay, yan ang tanong. Para rin yung efficacy ng COVID-19 vaccine. Okay. So, ang mga vaccine makers, minomonitor nila kung anong flu strains are currently circulating and forecast which are most likely to become the dominant strains during the upcoming flu season. Okay? These drug manufacturers then produce a flu vaccine. Ito yung flu shot na kinukuha natin using 3 and sometimes 4 of the most likely flu strains. Kasi nga yan pagka ikaw nagpa-inject ka ng flu shot, normal lang kung lagnapin ka Kasi nga, ina-atake ng antibodies mo supposedly yung mga flu strain na nilagay na yan. Ako, kagaya nung nangyari na nagpa-vaccinate ako, nothing, no symptoms at all. Except yung pananakit nung kung saan natusok yung injection. Yun lang. Ilang oras lang yun nanigas. Sumakit, di man namaga. Sumakit lang. After a few hours, it was gone. It wore off. And nung nagpa-flu shot din ako, nothing. The effectiveness of the vaccine at preventing infection varies year to year, ranging from 19% efficacy in the 2014-2015 season to 60% in 2010 to 2011. Last year, the flu shot was 39% effective in preventing infection. Paano naman ang baba naman ng percentage ng mga nakaraang taon. And last flu season, about half ng mga adults at saka bata got a flu shot. Combine that with the steps the U.S. took to check the spread of COVID-19, and you get a number of reported flu cases in the U.S. that seems like a typo. It is so unbelievably low. 2,038 flu cases reported during the 2021 flu season versus 38 million cases reported in the 2019-20 season. Ano ba yun? Iba-iba. This year, because of last year's light flu season, the vaccine makers had less to go on to make their predictions and create a vaccine containing 4 likely flu strains, okay? Called a quadrivalent flu vaccine, ang tawag nila, dahil tinag-cure nila yung 4 na kinds of flu virus in flu strains to increase the chances of covering the dominant strain this year. So, dinamihan nila yung mga virus na tinesting nila together para mag-increase yung chances of covering the more dominant strain. There was enough data to make a good educated guess, said Lee Jaye, Chief Strategy Officer for the Immunization Action Coalition naman, IAC, a non-profit organization that works to increase vaccination rates. Right now, we are confident we got it right. As with the COVID-19 vaccines, the flu shot, okay, the flu shot is not 100% effective in guarding against infection. But likely, the coronavirus shots, the flu vaccine shot can blunt the severity of the virus if you do catch it, right? Ayun na nga ang kainaman nun eh. Sabi na, ba't ganun? Fully vaccinated ka na, nagka-virus ka pa. Because it can happen. Or yun na nga, your chances of recovery are higher if you are vaccinated. And of course, other conditions notwithstanding, like comorbidities or, if you had surgery in the past or you had weak lungs, depende, okay? The CDC said getting vaccinated for flu can reduce the risk of having to go to the doctor by 40 to 60%. Very good, right? Okay? So don't worry about serious side effects, okay? Kung kukuha kayo nitong 4-part vaccine. Whether the vaccine is made using 3 components or 4, the side effects should be the same, okay? So, mag-ano na po kayo, mag-book na kayo ng appointment to get a flu shot. If you have a family doctor, okay, more like before, when I was still in Manila, meron kaming suking doctor that gives us the flu shots, especially before traveling, okay? So if you're used to walking up to your local pharmacy, hospital, or clinic to get a flu shot, whenever it's most convenient to you, you may find this year that you have no schedule, that you have to schedule an appointment. Okay? All right. So yan ang regarding the flu shots. It's safe to get your COVID and flu shots simultaneously. Ayan, okay? Okay lang na magpa-injection magkasunod. The COVID pandemic continues to cause infection, hospitalization, and death, with hospitals in the hard-hit areas once again at the limit of their ability to treat patients. But the flu shot should be an easy one to get, as the COVID-19 vaccination, is hard, right? In fact, the CDC has said it's safe to get a flu shot and COVID vaccination in the same sitting. Vaccine maker Moderna said it's working on a combination COVID-19 flu vaccine, but that combo won't be available this year. Magaling, talaga naman eh. Diba, after a while, yun na yun. Pwede na siyang gamutin from the house. Pero yun, i-combine nila ito sa Moderna. Okay? Alright? So that's my news regarding the flu season and the flu shots. Okay? Alright, any questions please? Hindi ko na nakitang gumalaw yung aking screen. So, ito nakakatawang balita, okay, from The Verge. The Verge, B-E-R-G-E. Chinese students are suing Apple. Imagine, sinusuo ng mga Chinese ang Apple for not including a charger with the iPhone 12. Oo nga naman, di ba? Kamahal-mahal. wala kang charger na kasama. Ano ba yan? What's wrong with you guys, okay? Mostly cabin, okay? 5 Chinese students are suing Apple for not providing a charger with the iPhone 12, first reported by Vice. Apple stopped including earpods and wall chargers with iPhones in 2020, opting only to include the USB-C to Lightning cable in its packaging. According to Apple, ditching the charger and earpods is supposed to destroy carbon emissions and preserve raw materials. Okay? All right, so wala. Okay? There's some skepticism as to whether Apple really did this to cut costs rather than save the environment. Okay? As the transition to the 5G could make iPhones more expensive, dapat, yan, naging mindful kayo. Yan, nagalit tuloy ang China. Kasi hindi nyo pinoprovide ng charger, ano ba yan? Skipping out on chargers and earpods could be a way for Apple to save a buck and forcing customers to purchase accessories separately. Okay? Yan ang goal nyo. The students argued in court, which is part of the Chongqing Cup Public Welfare Talk litigation. Okay? The students' argument, which is part of the Chongqing Cup Public Welfare Litigation Competition, focuses on this premise. A report by the Shanghai Law Journal describes the case in detail, noting that one of the students, named Shang Fang, was frustrated that her purchase of the iPhone 12 Pro Max didn't come with a charger. Okay? So ano ba naman kayo, Apple? Ang mahal-mahal lang ang telephone nyo. Charger na you can't throw in there pa. Please naman, change the policy. Alright? The students argue in court, which is a part of the Chongqing Cup Public Welfare Litigation Competition. Crooks is on the premise, okay? Okay, hold on please. Yeah? Okay? Skipping out on chargers and earpods could be a way for Apple to save a buck and forcing customers to purchase accessories separately, okay? Because that may help the profits, alright? Sinabi ng mga estudyante, okay, a report by the Shanghai Law Journal describes the case in detail, noting that one of the students, named Shang Fang, was frustrated that her purchase of the iPhone 12 did not include a charger. Shang Fang points out that since the cable included with the device is a USB, it's not compatible with the wall chargers that were previously included with Apple devices. That's a bunch of baloney because, it was just there. Okay, so this means that customers will have to purchase a USB-compatible charger on a MagSafe charger if they don't have one already. Okay, all right. So on this note, I'd like to end today's program because we just talked about the change of Facebook name and Mark Zuckerberg turning the Facebook world into virtual reality. But anyway, maraming salamat po. Have a safe weekend po. At bawal pong pumunta sa sementeryo kahapon ang last day nyo. But however way you want to celebrate po, please celebrate it safe. Okay? Thank you very much, everyone. This is Maleficent. This is Jaye wishing you all a good weekend. Okay? Have a nice weekend, everyone. Faith, hope, and love, please huwag kakalimutan po. Pag-asa, pagmamahal, at pananampalataya. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Inyong natunghayan at napakinggan ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Streamcast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli, marami